Okay, I wasn't going to do this video right after the other one, but I'm going to. Sorry, my neighbor just mowed right under my window and he's back again. They have a very big yard there. I think it's a full acre. Um, so I'm sorry about the noise. Okay, Genesis chapter 20 and 21. So, Abraham and Sarah were traveling. 'Cause, they live in tents, so they do travel from time to time. This time, they came to an oasis near Kadesh, which is a real place on the border of Canaan, near a city called Gerar. If I wrote this down right, yeah, Gerar, which was a royal city. It's Gerar. But but it's not confirmed historically that Gerard was a royal city. They believe it was. Most of the big cities had their own king or prince back then. So Abraham once again tells Sarah, you're my sister. And she's like, okay. And the king, now Sarah is like in her 90s. And yeah, she's close. She's in her 80s. She's close to 90, and the king abducts her. I was like, how beautiful is this woman if she's that old and the king still is less? She still sends men's heads spinning. I don't get it. But so the king takes her. In other words, he abducts her, and God comes to the king in his dreams, and he's like, you're going to get plagued with this. This is going to happen. All these nasty, horrible things are going to happen. And the man's name is King Abimelech. And in the dream, God tells Abimelech that Sarah's really Abraham's wife. So, and the king's like telling God, it's like, well, I didn't touch her. I haven't slept with her. She's fine. I didn't do anything like that. And God says, I know because I stopped you. And I took that desire away from you. And the king tells Abimelech that he has to return Sarah in the morning, or he will be cursed. And the historian said that abduction had a death sentence on it, because he didn't ask, like, this was Abraham's sister. He didn't ask Abraham if he could have Sarah. He just took her. So, and now they're still in Canaan. And in the morning, the king gave Sarah back. She's like almost 90 years old, and he asked Abraham, why? Why did you pass her off as your sister? And Abraham did the thing again where I thought you would kill me to take her, and he said that they didn't really lie, but Sarah also said, he said Sarah was his sister, and Sarah said, yeah, she's my brother. He said, we really didn't lie. Sarah is my father's daughter. We just have different mothers. And back in those days, that was okay. But there's a little note in it that I found that says, the Jewish law no longer allows this sort of marriage. It's like, well, good, I'm glad to hear that. So the king again, as reparation, is that how you say the word, gives Abraham more animals and gold and silver. So Abraham's just getting richer and richer. Pretty amazing. So now chapter 21, in verse 1 through 7, God comes, and Sarah gets pregnant, and at the appointed time, and she gives birth to Isaac. Isaac is circumcised at 8 days old, Sarah was 90, Abraham was 100. And in verses 8 through 21, Sarah tells Abraham that Hagar and Ishmael have to go because they were having a ceremony for the circumcision. I guess it's a big thing in the Jewish tradition. And Ishmael was being a little bit of a snot because, well, you know, I'm the oldest son. And Sarah was like, told Abraham, yes, go. And Abraham was not happy about that because he liked Ishmael. That was his son. He liked him and he wanted him to have a good inheritance too. And and he went to God, and God's like, do what Sarah says. Don't worry, I will take care of Ishmael. So the next day, Abraham gave Hagar a skin of water and then a loaf or two of bread. That's it. And told her to take Ishmael and go. So, I mean, the guy's rich. He's got all this stuff. And he doesn't give him a donkey? It's like, what? Just one skin of water? And he put Ishmael on her back because he was only like 4 or 5. Put Ishmael on her back and then gave her the skin of water and food and loaf of bread. That's all he gave them. What the hell? He could have given them a donkey with a bunch of stuff on it so that, you know, at least a week or two of food. So she wandered in the wilderness for a bit, and the water ran out. So she put Ishmael down under a bush, and then she walked away because she didn't want to see him die. She said she couldn't handle, you know, watching him die because she was going to die too. And so she's praying, and God's like, I hear you, Hagar. I hear Ishmael's cry. I promise to take care of Ishmael. Open your eyes. She opened her eyes, and there was a well of fresh water there. So she pulled up water from the well, gave it to Ishmael to drink, and she had some too. And it's kind of funny because in this chapter, they're calling him the lad. Just the lad. But Ishmael they lived in the wilderness, and Ishmael became a great archer, and Hagar found an Egyptian wife for him. So in chapter 22, verses 22 through 33, Abimelech, the king that took Sarah back in chapter 20, and Abraham made a covenant. You know, they kind of like buried the hatchet. And they met in a place called Beersheba, or that's what Abraham named it, Beersheba, and it has something to do with two people making an agreement. Beersheba is a real place, or it was. Now, Abimelech and Pico, who was his commander, went back to the Philistines. And this was really interesting. Is when you hear the Philistines, the Philistines were one of the sea people who migrated from Messenian Greece around 1200 BC and settled on the coastland of Canaan, becoming the major rival for the Israelites. So that was interesting. And then chapter 30, Abraham travels some more in the land of the Philistines for many days. So that's it for this one. I kept it under 10 minutes, yay. There's a lot of more interesting stuff to come. So see you in my next video. If you like this, please hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks.